Hey, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. What up guys, this is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today we'll be doing an unboxing video on the GRANDISTA GRANDLINE Man Sanji. So this figure has been released for quite a while. I think maybe 5 to 6 weeks, I'm not sure, possibly even longer than that. So this is the next in line after the GRANDISTA Luffy and GRANDISTA Law, and after this guy, after Sanji, we also have GRANDISTA Zoro and GRANDISTA Ace coming out. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to get this figure because when it came out and then when we saw people do reviews, took photos of this figure, there were lots of issues with his hair, also his color shading, even leaning problems. But ultimately I decided to just give it a go, see how it'll be later on together, because I wanna get my GRANDISTA Monster Trio. Well, without further ado, let's just talk about the box first. Pretty standard GRANDISTA box style that we have here. You can see our GRANDLINE man here, Sanji, GRANDISTA series name, and of course this is the picture of the prototype. Alright, this is a side view of Sanji. This is the other side. I think even when the prototype first came out, when I just look at this picture, it sort of doesn't look like Sanji in a sense. In fact, I would say that the GRANDISTA style for Sanji and Zoro, these two figures especially, I'll maybe include Law inside them too. They look kind of like a kiddish interpretation of the characters, much more than Luffy. Luffy is his normal face is actually kind of okay. It's kind of in its own style, but I would say Law, Sanji, and Zoro, they kind of have this common kiddish interpretation. That's just my take on it. And of course, we have our Toei sticker here to prove its authenticity. So it's brand new. Everything is brand new, and we are going to take out everything and see how it goes. Alright, let's go. Alright, we have taken out the pieces of this figure. There are a total of 4 pieces. Over here is a black supporting stand for, I think, his left foot. Next piece is basically his head and his neck, I guess. That comes together. And the third one is an individual cigarette that I suspect could be lost easily. This is really tiny, and the rest of his body just comes in one piece. So not a lot to do there. We're gonna try putting it together. I guess this just goes on like this. It's kind of weird because it doesn't seem like look at this. It doesn't seem like it is a very tight hole, but I guess you're not supposed to hold it by the head anyhow. Alright, and lastly is the cigarettes first, and I think you just slot it in like this. I think that would do. It's kind of scary because I'm pretty sure that it can drop while you're moving it or anything. It seems like this Sanji can't stand on its own. As you can see, it's always going to be falling towards this direction, so we're just going to try and put on the supporting leg stand. I think that this is actually very tight, but I sort of got it in. You got to really push it in for it to be fully supported properly by the supporting stand. And there we go, guys. This is the GRANDISTA Sanji. let us take a quick look at the head first. I think just on the face itself, I think this is pretty similar, or rather the same, to the prototype pictures and even the picture on the box that we see. So not a lot of drop in quality in terms of the actual face sculpt. I think it is pretty good in terms of them following through. But when you start to look at the hair, this is basically the infamous line that a lot of people has complained about when they first got this figure. But other than that, man, look at it, and I'm just looking at the sculpt for now. It is pretty alright, pretty okay. It is acceptable, decent. Like I said, we have seen higher quality hairs, such as the masterized Sanji, but this is more in line with the glitter and brave Sanji, like the hair quality. Of course, when you look at the shading itself, it is unfortunately a lot darker than I think it should be. Like you can see, like the yellow here, the bright yellow here, I think it should have covered a bigger area before going down into this darker shades. Now it's just the top part here, it's kind of just lighter, and the rest is just too dark. I don't like that, because Sanji's hair is just essentially bright yellow, I guess, and all this shading doesn't have to be, the dark shading doesn't have to be too much. Alright, and also I would like to comment on the line gates. Basically this infamous line. The more I look at it and the way I feel it, I can't help but to say that I think BANPRESTO screwed up big time with this line. There is absolutely no reason why this line should be here in the first place, because this is not a seam. Like you can see, the seam is here. This is the joint between the two parts of the hair, or rather the head, and even the hair strands, the hair lines. It is perpendicular to this. Like it doesn't affect this line at all. So major screw up. I don't see why it is there. In certain angles you can't actually see it because it is pretty thin. It's almost difficult to feel. But I only can think that there are two reasons. Number one is that whatever they used to make this model, that little, like those standard models that they used to I don't know, print this, I guess, has this stupid thing inside, and no one just gave a shit to check about it. Or secondly, when they saw this already, but they still didn't want to do anything about it. They didn't want to send. They didn't want to. They could. I mean, I guess that they could have sent it or something to make it smoother before they put up the paint. But nope. Maybe the management or whatever just decided not to do it. The quality check people just decided to not do it, which is very disappointing. I don't think it should be there. If it's a seam, like I said before, if it's a seam, people will understand. But this line, there's no reason to be there on the hair, and I understand the outrage about it. I understand that people are unhappy about this. But enough of that. Let's just take a look, I guess, at the rest of his body. I would say it is pretty okay. It is like the other Grandista figures that we have seen. Not a lot of shading to go around. So even if you look at the shirt, the tie, it's just almost a single color, just some little creases. So generally no shading. The color here is okay, it's pretty well done. Orange color in the shirt. I'm not sure if the buttons here are supposed to be the same color as the shirt. I always thought they are golden painted, I think, on the POP and other figures, but here it's almost the same color. Well, whatever. But the creases here are okay, are nicely done, I guess. Pretty okay. Here is also pretty okay as well. So even the buttons on the sleeves, no shading. I wouldn't say they are shading, maybe a little bit lighter at certain parts of the creases, but more or less it's just kind of flat. But I think in terms of the creases, it's actually pretty well done. It's pretty okay. And last but not least, let's take a look at his feet over here. Sorry, I mean his legs. Once again, I don't think there are a lot of shading, but as you can see for yourself, the creases are pretty decent. There's a seam line here that is a bit rough. I thought they could maybe do something more about that, but overall the legs, the feet, that's just how it is. The shoes are okay. It would be super cool if they have put shiny paint on it, but I guess that would be too expensive. Yep, and this is how the stand looks like, how it fits on. Let us take a look at the height of this Sanji. So from his feet up, I think it's around, it seems like it's actually exactly 11 inches, so around 28 cm. I think this is around the series height, but for measure, I'm just gonna bring in Grandista Law and Grandista Luffy so you could see for yourself how the height of this series has been so far. These are the three figures, and obviously you can see that Law is the tallest out of these three dudes. I'm not sure if like that is being faithful to his character height or something, but they definitely made him a lot taller. Sanji and Luffy are more along the same height. But since we're here, I just want to quickly talk about what I'm witnessing here, and that is, as I mentioned previously, I think Luffy itself is kind of basically on its own style of sculpting, even though this is from the same series Grandista. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing this or is it just me, but when I look at Luffy, like, you just look at the way his body is designed compared to Law and Sanji, like the body proportions is so different. Like here, it's almost like his main body is a lot bigger compared to his arms. If you look at it individually, it's okay. It's not gonna be an issue. But when you put them side by side, then they start to be kind of different, kind of mismatch. Even when you look at head size in proportion to the body, this guy here is a lot bigger compared to this guy and this guy, right? His head is so much more. Even if I just look at this head, this is so much more bigger than this Sanji. So I think it can look a little awkward, it can look a little weird. At the end of the day, when Zoro comes, I will get Zoro. I'm just gonna put these three together and see how they look like. So I hope you guys know what I'm saying. I think that after seeing the photos of Zoro too, photo that people have took, videos, I really think this two and Zoro, they're kind of like by the same sculptor, the same design, and this guy is just in his own, and Ace is just on his own. Alright. I have also brought out other figures of Sanji. So here we have Glitter and Brave Sanji. Here we have the Master Light Sanji, which both of them are in the same scale, together with the King of Artists, Master Stars Piece, Flag Diamond Ship, Glitter and Glamours. Alright, and we also have our Portrait of Pirate Sanji here at the side. So first of all, I would like to formally apologize to Grandista Sanji for saying that his hair is the same as the Glitter and Brave. I would like to sincerely apologize, because in terms of the shading and stuff, like the Glitter and Brave Sanji is a lot worse. It is basically non-existent, as you can see. So even though this is darker, maybe they could make it brighter. I would still prefer some shading compared to no shading. So sorry man, like, please forgive me Grandista Sanji, other than a line on your head. Alright, so that's what I have, guys, for this figure. I don't think there's a lot more to talk about. I already tried to talk about everything, but this is one way you can display your figures with all your Sanji collection. If not, another way will be with your Grandista figures. I'm pretty sure it will go along well once you get a Monster Trio. We're gonna find out eventually when I get it. Also, eventually I will want to do a Do They Fit episode on the Grandista Monster Trio, and also the big size Zoro, big size, the bigger size King of Artists Luffy. Whether or not they could really match up, And one thing also is that unfortunately I do not own my Super Master Stars P Sanji anymore. If not, I would have do a height comparison. I might actually, because I might actually get it again. I sold it because of lack of space, but I might actually get it again one day. Back, so maybe we will do a height comparison then. But in my opinion, the best Sanji figure out there right now, it is still the Super Master Stars piece. It is still that one. It's a pity that it doesn't really fit well with other series, the SMSP. So that was one of the reasons why, because I was having lack of space and it doesn't really fit in with the rest. That's why I decided to sell it. But I think that one, because it is also a different item, different price point, I would say on par with the Master Lights actually, but overall it is just tip top quality. If you haven't seen it, go and check out my review. It is a tip top quality. So that's all I have. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on any new videos. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. Any questions, any comments, do leave them in the comment section below. Or you can DM me on my Instagram, give it a follow. Thank you guys so much. I will be revealing this figure. Hold on, let me get it. The BWFC Usopp soon. I'm really excited to open it. I might do it tomorrow because it's kind of getting dark over here. So see you guys really soon. Stay tuned and thank you guys for your support. Thank you so much. See ya.